Hey everyone, yes, I buzzed my hair off again. I have a photo shoot coming up this week, and so I wanted to get my hair as close as humanly possible for the photo shoot, so I decided to kind of test it out like 2 days earlier and see like how close I was getting it. And that way, in case there was a little issue, I might be able to fix it in time. But I digress. My video today is not about that. My video today is about Angelina Jolie. So, as some of you might have heard at this point, Angelina Jolie, one of my favorite actresses, and if you start fighting me with the fact that you think Angelina Jolie is not a good actress, I dare you right now to go watch Girl Interrupted and A Mighty Heart, and that will severely change your opinion of her. She's amazing. I digress. Angelina Jolie wrote an op-ed for the New York Times, and where she goes on to say how she underwent a preventative double mastectomy. Oh, and this whole procedure went over the course of 3 months. And at first, when I saw like the title, it was like Angelina Jolie gets a double mastectomy. I was like, wait a minute, what? And then I started to read her article and read why, and it was absolutely wonderful. I think what she did was incredibly brave. It was incredibly moving. I think that this is a woman who, despite, I guess you could call failures or mishaps in her personal life in the past, is a woman who, at this point in her life, is, someone who's in a stable place in her life. At least that's what it comes across to me. And, I would not believe that anybody would want to or would undergo a double mastectomy just kind of like lightheartedly. And in reading this article, this is someone who put a lot of thought into this and decided to share this with the world, which, by the way, I'm going to link the article down in the description box so you guys could all read this. But I'm going to take a little bits and pieces out of this. Angelina Jolie first begins with talking about her mom, who passed away at the age of 56 and had battled cancer for almost a decade. Now, she goes on to say that she's now unable to obviously share her mom with her kids, and her kids, ask them, is she gonna get sick and die the same way mommy's mommy died? And she says that she tells them not to worry, but in fact that she actually has this faulty gene that's called BRCA1. And it sharply increases one's risk of breast cancer and ovarian cancer. Now, those, only a fraction of breast cancers result from an inherited gene mutation, but with the deficit of BRCA1, they have a 65% higher risk of getting it. With her, she said that her doctors estimated that she had an 87% chance of receiving breast cancer and a 50% chance of receiving ovarian cancer. And she goes on to decide how she decided to be proactive and minimize the risk as much as she could, and so she underwent a preventative double mastectomy. She starts with starting with a procedure called nipple delay, which rules out the disease in the breast ducts behind the nipple and draws extra blood flow to the area. It causes some pain and bruising, but it increases the chance of saving the nipple. My mom's friend, who recently passed away from bone cancer, who had previously battled breast cancer, underwent breast reconstruction, and she showed my mom, and it just didn't look the same to her. She didn't show my mom. She explained to my mom how even though she was getting like a tattoo of a nipple, it just didn't feel the same to her, and she didn't like it. So I understand where she's going with this. After that, then they had a major surgery where the breast tissue was removed and temporary fillers were put in place. And then later, they have another surgery where there's a reconstruction of the breast that includes an implant. Now, obviously, Angelina Jolie can afford this, and not many of us can, which is unfortunate. And when I started reading up more, in order to track down to find out if you have this BRCA1 gene or the BRCA2 and 2 as well. Because I even was like, oh, I'm going to the doctors this week. I should ask about this. I should see what it is. Cancer runs in my family. I should see what my chances are. And turns out it's more than $3,000 in the United States to get this testing done. And that is ridiculous. And she writes about that in here. She said, this is not okay. She's saying, we need to ensure that more women can access gene testing and life-saving preventative treatment. This needs to be a priority, which it should. I don't doubt that at all. But, this is obviously, she's an actress that I've admired for a very long time. If you watch Girl Interrupted or Mighty Heart, this is someone who just captures these moments that I'm just like, whoa, where did you just take me? Girl Interrupted is still it's in my top 10 of favorite films, and A Mighty Heart, I think comes quite close to getting on that list as well. Mighty Heart changed my opinion of her from very serious, dark actress to very compassionate and understanding, who can pull her personal life onto the film. But in reading this, this just took me to a whole nother level with my respect for her, because I think this is incredible what she decided to do for herself, for her family, and deciding to share that with other people to encourage them. Even if we don't have the financial means to get this testing done, doesn't mean that we can't be more aware of this, because I would never have known before this about... And somebody just texted me. But I would have never known before this about that gene, and to ask about it and find out more about it. And, the next time at the doctor's, ask them about it, find out all the information I can. Even if I can't get testing for that done, there are certain things obviously to say, this is going to cause cancer, or, studies have shown that these may result in cancer. I can stay away from those. I can do what I can for myself and for my family. But reading this definitely didn't change my opinions on mastectomies. It definitely enhanced and supported my opinions. I'm not the largest girl in the world, and, girls who go through puberty a little late, or, when you're in middle school and all your friends have breasts, or you're in high school and they all have breasts, or you're in college and all your friends have breasts, and you just kind of feel very left out. And it's something that suddenly, when you're in that middle school age and everybody's changing and you're not feeling like you fit in, or sometimes you just feel like you're not really a girl because you have breasts, which big, small, or indifferent, or oddly shaped or whatever. It doesn't matter. Even if you, or as my friend says it, she goes, even if you just have scrotum, it's fine. No one can take away this femininity that is about you, this energy that is to be a woman. You don't need breasts to be considered a woman, and you don't need breasts to be considered this strong, powerful entity, and because, trust me, I know some people that may have the hugest boobs on the face of the earth, but they are by no means feminine. Or, and that's not saying all women need to be feminine. Let's not get into that right now. But this definitely supported an idea that I had many years ago, which is, I'm okay if they take my breasts. I really am. I'm at this point where I've experienced cancer through the eyes of so many family members that if they ever told me that I had it, I'm really just ready to face it head on. It's kind of like I'm almost expecting it. I'm obviously not welcoming it with open arms, but it's something that I'm like, you know what? If this happens, I'm going to fight for it with every little bit in me, and then I'm going to fight some more. But, as someone who, when I was younger, I was like, oh, I don't care if they cut off my boobs, they're small or whatever. Now, that was stupid middle school age thoughts, but now it's, you know what? If they even found the slightest lump and they say it's cancerous, everything's coming off. I'm sorry, it's just coming off. I don't want to leave something open so that I then leave this opportunity for cancer to come back, or to come back this way or come back that way. I don't want that. And that's why, I've always said, or in recent years I've said, that if I found out that I had breast cancer, and no matter what form, I'm taking them both off because I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm now struggling to hold on to something that defines me as a woman just so. Let me rephrase. I'm not okay with the idea of holding on to something that, quote, defines me as a woman, even though it would probably kill me. I'm not okay with that. I've heard from certain people that have said, like, I don't. I've heard guys say, I could not imagine losing a ball. I could not imagine it. What Lance Armstrong is, can't believe it. I would feel so unlike a guy. Why? I know that it's a part of you that's now missing, and it's something that defines your exterior gender. And sometimes that would define, who you are as, your sexuality, as a female or as a male or whatever. But make sure that your priorities are in order. I mean, look, you want to decide that you only want a lumpectomy instead of a mastectomy. That's on you. I'm not going to judge you for it. I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong. But in my thing is just saying, like, look, I would just know that I would just need to get rid of it because I wouldn't want to put myself in a position where I could hurt myself further just because I'm feeling vain or because I'm afraid of how someone's going to react to me or how someone's going to look at me or someone's going to still love me. And I'm not saying that it would be easy. And I'm not saying that it wouldn't be difficult because I'm sure that it most certainly would be. Waking up and having a giant scar across my chest, I don't know how I would react to that part. But I know how I would react going into it. So, regardless of my thoughts on the matter, I still encourage you guys to let me know what your opinion is on this article. Do you think that she's doing something noble by sharing this with people? Do you think it's stupid? Do you think what she did was stupid, or do you think what she did was amazing like I do? Let me know in the comments below. And sorry for my rampant long rant, because I do this with my videos. Either they're 1 minute long or they're 20 minutes long. So that's just my thoughts for tonight. So have a good night, everybody. Bye.